Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this Channel 28 broadcast of Shrewsbury High School Athletics. I'm Andrew Engel, and it is Saturday, February 15th. I'm here at the Warrior Ice Arena in Boston Landing, just off the pike, where the boys ice hockey team will take on the Coyle and Cassidy Warriors. The Warrior Ice Arena has been the official practice facility of the Boston Bruins since it opened in September of 2016. It is also home to the Boston Pride of the National Women's Hockey League, as well as a couple Massachusetts high school teams, and offers plenty of opportunities for skating and or watching hockey. The Colonials are coming off a lopsided win last Wednesday against Westboro, in which a few Colonials scored their first career goals, an eventual 10-2 victory for Shrewsbury. Coyle Cassidy is a Catholic school located in Taunton, which is about 44 miles from this neutral location, compared to the 37 miles away we are from the top of the hill on Holden Street. The Warriors come into action with an 8-4-4 record and have no intentions of giving up double digits to the Colonials. In fact, this team has a team goals against average of 1.68, and only 3 times all season have they allowed more than 2 goals in a game. Already having clinched the postseason berth, Coyle Cassidy looks poised to make a run in the D3 South tournament, but today, for the first time in school history, they'll be taking on the Shrewsbury Colonials. We're getting ready to go here in Boston, Massachusetts. Starting lineup for Shrewsbury is going to be Tyler Boers for Quinlivan and Quinlivan. Starting on D is going to be Connell Persicino and Peter Belbin. Shaughnessy's back to net, and we're underway. Anthony ties up his man off the face-off. Tyler Boers picks it up and throws it all the way in. Goalie doesn't stop behind the net. Liam tries to chase it down. Coyle Cassidy wins the race, but Tyler Boers picks it up, finds Anthony in the slot. Anthony drives it back, shoots. Save made, no goal. Whistle was blown a little bit early. The puck looked like it was behind the goalie. Liam Quinlivan knew it. The ref didn't see it, and he blew the whistle 14 seconds here into the first period. Tough break for the Colonials, but some good pressure pretty early on. Anthony will get set to take the face-off here in the offensive zone. Same skaters on for the Colonials. Players getting pushed out of the circle. Anthony wins it over to Liam. Liam walks around, shoots and scores! From the far side hash mark, 17 seconds here into the game, Liam Quinlivan puts the Colonials on top. Liam Quinlivan scored 3 goals last week against Octon-Boxborough. He scored 3 goals the other day against Westboro. And he strikes very early here into the first period against Coyle Cassidy in Boston, Massachusetts. The Tepper-Russo line now off of Shrewsbury. Coyle Cassidy wins that face-off back. They get it back to the D. James Tepper gets a stick on that D-to-D pass. Coyle regains possession. Jack picks that off, dumps it in. Still a delayed offsides for Shrewsbury, so they're going to have to come back out. Coyle Cassidy has time to make the play inside the defensive zone. They get it out, go for the long pass. Tepper's able to glove that down. Jack Tepper taking it on his forehand now. He shoots, that goes well over the net. James Tepper picks it up. Takes the pass back to Persicino and throws it back in. He gets it to Jack behind the net. Jack puts it behind the net. Russo chasing after it. Coyle's going to get there. They wrap one around, comes all the way to Persicino. Persicino takes a shot towards the net. That gets blocked in front. Russo now battling for the puck. That was James Tepper, and then Jack Tepper was able to hit it away. Russo has it along the boards, loses it, and Coyle's taking it out. Coyle with a clean breakout there, coming in on Tom Belbin. This player's got no help. Belbin will step up. The player gets by him. Still with possession of the puck. Loses it. Belbin's able to strip it away. Belbin leaves it behind the net. Tepper checks that man, then James picks it up. He'll wrap one around. Cole Russo racing for it. Cole Russo can't chip one out of the zone. It's flipped up. Don Belbin gloves it down. And then flips one ahead for Tepper. Jack Tepper flips one ahead for James. Goes off the referee skate. James gets it. Can't throw it all the way, and Coyle's going to pick it back up and regroup inside the defensive zone. Tom Belbin sends one ahead for Liam Quinlivan. Liam Quinlivan coming down on his forehand. Gets it over to Anthony. Anthony walks in. He's taking us around. He shoots. That flips up. Can't get in. Anthony almost had the goalie beat if he just could have flipped up the puck over that leg pad. Great save there by Coyle Cassidy. Anthony now has the puck. Can't stick handle around that second player. Coyle wins the race to it. Mullen's there to step up and keep the puck in. Liam has it now. Liam walks the high slot. He shoots. Save made. Rebound kick to the corner where Coyle's going to win the race. They flip it ahead. It's all Shrewsbury here. 2 minutes here into the first period. Coyle now bringing it out. They get the pass ahead. Tom Belbin chasing that player down. It's thrown in on Shaughnessy. They'll easily play that and get the cover. 12:54 remaining here in the first period. Shrewsbury Colonials are up 1-0 here early.
Yeah, I noticed that. All right.
The Tepper-Russo line back up for the Colonials. Peter Belbin's back on D with Persicino again. Jack Tepper getting to take the face off in the defensive zone. Coyle wins it in, and they get that. They won the face-off forward. That right winger was crashing. Got behind Shaughnessy with the puck. 12:51 remaining here in the first period. Coyle and Cassidy has tied it back up at 1. Good set play by Coyle and Cassidy, executed perfectly. It'll still be the Tepper Russo line on the ice for the Colonials. Face-off comes back. Belbin pushes it ahead. James Tepper comes in, picks it up. He can throw over to Russo. Russo loses it after skating into traffic. Coyle coming up in the now. They look for the long pass. It's no good, but no ice. Ball left the stick. Russo picks it up. Russo's able to chip it ahead. And that'll go for an ice. Comes all the way down. 2.5 minutes here into the first period. Faceoff's going to come all the way back into the Shrewsbury zone as O'Connor, Albertson, and Holloway come into the ice for the Colonials. There'll still be Tom Belbin and Cam Mullen back on D. O'Connor gets set to take his first face-off of the game. O'Connor ties up his man. Tom Belbin plays that puck over to the boards. Coyle picks it up. O'Connor battling for it. Mullen's there to help. Albertson can't get it out initially. Coyle has it, picks it up. Gets sent back to Belbin. Belbin will curl back and take it behind the net. Clips one ahead for Holloway. And Holloway's able to send one out of the zone. Coyle picks it up in the defensive zone. Albertson's on it. Gets by the forwards, but Belbin's there. He throws it back in, ends up on net. The goalie's going to play it behind. Albertson and Holloway, the forecheckers. UDD behind the net. O'Connor's able to poke that one away. O'Connor now battling for the puck behind the net. Albertson's going to pick it up. Albertson comes around, coming out of the corner now, sends it back down for O'Connor. Coyle picks it up. They flip one out of the zone where Belbin's going to pick up in the neutral zone. He'll turn around and fire one back in. Full line change coming for Shrewsbury. Coyle tries to get that pass up. Liam gets there. Liam picks it up. Can't stick handle on that player. Coyle picks it up. Banks one out of the zone. Persicino gets there. Persicino gets the pass back to Quinlivan. Quinlivan stick handles around. Now entering the offensive zone. Liam leaves it back with Tyler Boris. Boris throws one towards the net. Goalie plays it to the side. Persicino comes crashing in. He's able to get the keep. Coyle sends it ahead. Persicino's there at the point. He throws one towards the net. That goes wide. Anthony's going to pick up the rebound along the sideboards. He throws one towards the net. That got deflected in front. He's never on net. Coyle's going to pick it up. They're taking it up ice now. Coyle's going to play it in. Shaughnessy out to play it behind the net. Plays one ahead. Gets by everyone. Liam picks it up. Liam sends it ahead for Boris. Boris coming in. Gets around one player. Makes a move to the net. Shoots. Good save made by Coyle. They wrap one around. Boris ties up his man. Kept in there by Flionis, but Coyle picks it up. Pass it ahead. Flionis is able to get it. Pass it over to Belbin. Belbin gets ahead from Liam. Liam enters the zone. Stick handles around one player. Walks it over. Tries to get it up to Flionis at the point. Never got to him. Liam Quinlivan covering. He flips one ahead. Boris is able to poke that in. Four is going to change, so Coyle's able to make the regroup and the breakout. James Tepper with a forecheck forces that. Flionis throws it back in. Flionis apparently on the wrong side of the red line ices the puck. 10:17 remaining here in the first period. Faceoff's going to come all the way back into the Colonial zone. It'll be Tepper, and Russo on the ice now for Shrewsbury. Flionis is back on defense with Tom Belbin. Jack Tepper gets set to take the face-off in the defensive zone. That gets tied up. Jack ends up picking it up, flips it forward. Coyle gloves it down, but then Jack Tepper's able to poke it forward. They throw it back in. Belbin's going to win the race to it. On his backhand, he plays it over the boards. Jack Tepper wins the battle. Can't get it forward. Belbin and Russo there to help. Tom Belbin comes away with it. He'll pick it up, take it back behind the net. Belbin stops behind the net. Now bringing up ice. Passes it ahead. Russo couldn't quite get there. Goes all the way down. No ice to call. Jack Tepper forechecking. James Tepper got a piece of that pass. It got by him though. Coyle now taking it. They have a 2-on-2 coming up on Belbin and Persicino. That gets flipped on net. Shaughnessy easily plays that one. Covers the puck. 9.5 remaining here in the first period. We're still tied at 1 here in Boston. Alejandro, O'Connor, and Holloway coming to the ice now for Shrewsbury. Mullen's out there to join Persicino back on D. O'Connor getting set to take the face-off. O'Connor ties up his man. Coyle almost gets it back to the point, just backhands it back in. Mullen pushes that man behind the net. He's able to flip the puck up. Coyle picks it up. A whistle coming for a hand pass on Coyle and Cassidy. And that face-off is going to come all the way back into the Shrewsbury's offensive zone. Good break here for the Colonials as Coyle and Cassidy took that hand pass. Now Sam O'Connor will get to take a face-off inside the offensive zone. Coyle wins that face-off back. They backhand it back. Persicino picks it up the point. He walks it over. He takes a shot. That was just wide of the net. Holloway picks up the rebound, gets it back to O'Connor. Oh, that was Alejandro who threw it back up front. Comes out to the point. Mullen gets it over to Persicino. Persicino shoots. That goes just wide. Alejandro was there with the screen. Couldn't get the deflection though. Thrown back in by Mullen. Alejandro with a good hit down low. O'Connor gets it over to him. It ends up on net. The goalie covers it. Alejandro crashing it, but the whistle's blown. Under 9 minutes remaining here in the first period. Quinlivan and Boers coming out for Shrewsbury. It'll be Flionas and Tom Belbin joining them for the offensive zone draw. Going back, Boris gets back to the point. Flionas throws it back in. Ends up being chipped past him. Tom Belbin chasing it down just inside the Shrewsbury zone. He gets up to Boris. Boris couldn't tip it ahead. Coyle picks it up. Boris picks it back up and then throws it over to Anthony. Anthony off balance loses the puck. It's left for Tyler Boris. Boris attempts to throw it back, then fakes it. Now coming up, and he finds Anthony. Anthony coming in on a breakaway. Anthony Quinlivan sticking us around. Can't find the 5-hole. Goalie picks it up and gets the cover. Great pass by Tyler Boris. Find Anthony Quinlivan. Anthony Quinlivan didn't make the move he wanted to. Couldn't execute. We're still tied at 1 here. 8.5 minutes remaining in the first period. Anthony Quinlivan gets to take the offensive zone draw. Coyle gets tossed out of the faceoff. Both referees very strict so far about where they're letting players stand at a faceoff. Anthony ties up his man. Liam can't pick it up. Coyle comes away with it. They get it ahead. Belbin's got it at the point. He fires one towards the net. Goalie just got the leg there in time. Belbin's able to poke that one forward. Coyle comes away with it. Boris picks it up. He regroups in the neutral zone. Gets it to Anthony Quinlivan. Anthony Quinlivan, the last one back. Leaves it back for Flionas. Flionas gets it over to Belbin. Belbin with a one-touch pass up to Boris. Boris sends it back for Belbin, who gets it ahead for Liam. Liam's able to get it inside the offensive zone. Liam Quinlivan racing for the puck. Coyle's going to get there. They wrap one around. Anthony picks it up and sends it back down low for Liam. Liam picks it up, leaves it for Anthony. Anthony battling for it in the corner. And now matching penalties being called on both teams. Anthony Quinlivan going to the box for Shrewsbury. A cross-check for both. It'll be 5-on-5. There's 7:42 remaining here in the first period. It'll be Tepper Russo on the ice for Shrewsbury with Mullen and Persicino back at the point. Jack Tepper wins it just back. Russo gets it over to James Tepper. He shoots. Save made by the goalie. Got behind him. Goal just past the net. Puck that slipped ahead. Good keeping there by Mullen. He gets it over to Jack Tepper. James waits, shoots. Save made. Good patience there by James Tepper. But the goalie stood his ground. Now Coyle taking it out. They fire one to the far side. Persicino gets there. Persicino corrals the puck. Sends one ahead. James Tepper's going to pick it up. James Tepper got Cole Russo just behind him on his left. Tepper comes in. He shoots. Save. The rebound's there. Russo can't get to it in time. Some good pressure here by this line for the Colonials. Now looking to keep that momentum. O'Connor, Albertson, and Alejandro coming into the ice. Both Belbins are back at the point. Coyle wins that faceoff back. Sending a man flying. They go for the pass. Belbin was able to get there. Coyle picks it up though, this player with speed. O'Connor's able to catch up to him. Gets the shot. Rebound was out. Shrewsbury was able to get to it in time. Peter Belbin ties up that man in the corner. Gets out to the point. They shoot. That goes wide of the net. Defenseman coming in. He's able to win the race to the puck. Can't get it past Belbin though. And that takes a weird deflection in front. Shaughnessy was able to stick with it though and get the cover. Peter Belbin did a good job of blocking the shot with his skate, but it took a weird bounce off him and rolled towards Shaughnessy, but Shaughnessy was able to field that. 6:43 remaining here in the first. That'll be Boris, Liam Quinlivan, and James Tepper out there playing forward for Shrewsbury. Still Persicino and Mullen back on D. Liam's going to take the face-off. Ties up his man. Center comes away with it, gets a shot that goes just wide. James Tepper picks it up. He's got Boris and Liam's streaking. He gets it over to Boris. Boris can't stick handle by that player cleanly. Coyle picks it up, makes a bad pass, and that'll go all the way down for an ice. It'll be the same player as for Shrewsbury. Getting set to take a face-off inside the offensive zone. Tyler Boris will take this face-off. And just like that, Coyle Center is going to get tossed from the face-off. Tyler Boris waiting for his new opponent. Boris wins it back to Tepper. Tepper drives it around, shoots, couldn't get it. Persicino just keeps it in. Off the boards, Tyler Boris gets it, tries to get over James Tepper in the slot. Never gets there. Liam picks that off, he gets it out. Boris couldn't quite handle it. They tip it out. That goes into the Coyle bench. The referee's saying the face-off's going to come all the way back into the Coyle and Cassidy zone. Now coming in the ice for Shrewsbury is going to be Jack Tepper, Cole Russo, and Connor Delaney is going to be playing the wing. We have Flionis and Tom Belbin back on D. Coyle wins that face-off back. Gets thrown to the point. Belbin's there. He's able to keep it in. Coyle picks it up behind the net. They wrap one around. Makes a weird pop along the boards. Russo's able to play that man. Coyle has it. They wrap it around again. They're able to chip it by this time. Leonis gets there. He throws it in. Coyle and Cassidy going for the long pass. Jack Tepper's able to stick that one down. And a high stick coming. High stick the call. That's going to come all the way back into the Shrewsbury zone. Jack Tepper arguing that though the puck might have been over Cole Russo's shoulders, it was not over his. It'll be Quinlivan and Boris out there for Shrewsbury. Anthony now out of the box, comes right back to play center. Coyle tries that same play they scored a goal with, do get it towards the net. Belbin was able to block that one. Tom Belbin now pokes the puck forward. Gets blocked in front. Leonis wraps it around for Boris. Boris passes it out. Anthony can't handle it. Coyle comes back in, picks it up. Coming his backhand, they throw in towards the net. That goes wide. Leonis racing after it. It's played behind the net. Boris picks it up. Wraps it around this, gets past it. Coyle throws it back in, picked up by Quinlivan. Anthony wraps it around for Liam. Liam picks it up, takes it back in. Liam Quinlivan coming up ice now. And then he sends one along for Boris. Boris stick handles along, loses the puck, but then sends it back down low for Quinlivan. Quinlivan wraps it around. Anthony sent it across the crease. Liam throws it back down low. Picked up by Coyle. Anthony racing after it. It gets tipped by him. Boris gets it. He throws it back in. Coyle and Cassidy gets it out. They throw it all the way down. That'll be another ice for Coyle and Cassidy. Holloway, Alejandro, and Albertson now coming onto the ice for the Colonials to take this face-off in the offensive zone. Persicino is joined by Mullen back at the point. Alejandro gets out to take his first face-off of the game. It's one back by Coyle. Alejandro's there. They throw it over to Holloway. Holloway still sticking within the slot. Backhands it towards the net. Played easily by the goalie. Good job of Holloway there to stick with that and get something on net. Alejandro again ready to take the face-off. He wins that one. Clean back to Mullen. Mullen will fire it back in. Alejandro chasing after it. Albertson's there to help. Albertson plays it forward. Alejandro picks it up, throws it towards the net. No one's there for Shrewsbury. Gets wrapped around. Mullen's there with the keep. Coyle will wrap it all the way around here. Albertson gets that. He's able to poke it past that player. Coyle ends up picking it back up. Coming in on a 2-on-2 on Persicino and Mullen. Player takes it to Mullen's side. Mullen sticks with him down low. Holloway's able to pick that one off. Denny Holloway bringing it up now. He makes the long pass over to Albertson. Albertson on the right side of the red line fires it in. Shrewsbury's going to make the line change. Goalie makes that long pass. Jack Tepper catches up to that player. Selects from back farther into the zone. Coyle has possession of it. They throw it in front of the net. Coyle can't pick it up. Tepper makes the pass across the zone. Ends up in a Coyle Cassidy stick to throw it back in. Leonis plays it, gets it over to Belbin. Belbin gets the pass up to Russo, and then Jack Tepper gets it over to James. James Tepper loses the puck. Coyle taking it around. Russo got a stick on that, but couldn't stop it completely. Coyle throws one on net. Shaughnessy plays that easily. Decides what to do with it. Eventually throws it into the corner. Coyle picks it up. They throw it back on low. Leonis is there. Leonis wraps him around. Defenseman comes crashing in. From the goal line he shoots, saved easily by Shaughnessy, and now James Tepper picks it up. Leaves it for Jack, who gets it back to James. James Tepper across the red line, waits. Whiffs on that attempt to throw it in. Patiently waits, stick handles around that player. He's coming into the zone. James Tepper winds up, takes a slap shot. That goes high and wide. Tyler Boris is there. He'll throw it back in. Now Coyle has it. They get the pass ahead. Player couldn't catch that. That'll go for an ice. Player had a chance at a breakaway if he got that pass cleanly, but it's going to come all the way back into Shrewsbury's offensive zone. Quinlivan and Boris on the ice for Shrewsbury. Peter Belbin is with Connell Persicino back at the point. Anthony ties up his man, gets it over to Liam. Liam shoots. Blocker save made by the goalie. Coyle wins the race to the rebound. Boris battling with Belbin. Coyle comes away with it. They get the breakout pass now. 3-on-2 coming up for Coyle. Persicino steps up on that man. He fires it back in. Liam's back. Then comes away with it. Leaves it for Belbin. Belbin leaves it up to Boris. Boris now coming in on the left side. Tyler Boris gets the puck poked away. Picks it back up. From his knees. Tries to pass it out to the point. Coyle got a stick on it. Backhanded over. Peter Belbin with a good step up, able to break up that play. Anthony Quinlivan gloves it out to himself. Anthony Quinlivan walks in from the high slot. He shoots. Save made. The rebound kicked out. Goalie was able to poke it just past Liam. Boris throws it back down for Liam. And Quinlivan coming around the on his back, and he gets it over to Anthony. Anthony digging for it. Gets a shot. Stick save made across the crease by the goalie. Great reaction save. Anthony was right there. Tyler Boris now backhands it down low. Mullen skates down to pick it up. Mullen whips on his attempt. Tyler Boris is there to cover at the point. Boris sends it back down low for Anthony. Anthony tries to make it off the net to himself. Does come over with the puck. Then pokes it. The goalie plays it to the side. Coyle unable to complete that pass, but now get a line change. James Tepper now picking it up. James Tepper can't stick handle past that player. They wrap it around. Gets to Leonis at the point. He's able to keep it in, then Russo throws it. The defenseman picks it up. He'll go behind the net D-to-D. Couldn't catch that pass, but it'll stop just inside the corner's blue line. Mullen throws it up. Leonis is there. He loses the puck. Russo's there, and he's able to get it away. Ken Mullen picks it up. He wraps it all the way around for Jack Tepper. Tepper gets it ahead for James. James Tepper now taking it in his forehand. Stick handles past one player. Stops, get around another. Never gets the shot off. Jack Tepper kicks it forward. Coyle gets it up. Leonis plays his man, but Persicino's able to play the puck up. Now offsides the call with 23 seconds remaining here in the first period. Faceoff's going to come all the way back to center ice. It'll be Holloway, O'Connor, and Albertson for the Colonials, with Persicino and Peter Belbin back on D. Colonials changing their mind. It'll be Quinlivan and Boris playing forward. Ball comes away with the face-off. Anthony picks it back up. 20 seconds remaining. Anthony Quinlivan taking it to the offensive zone. He gets by one player. He shoots. The rebound's out there. Liam gets it. That goes over the net. Boris gets it back to Persicino at the point. Persicino walks it over. He shoots. Save made. Quinlivan digging for it. Gets sent by Boris. Persicino gets back down low to Boris. Just a few seconds left. Tyler Boris shoots one towards the net. Gets blocked in front. Sent up by Coyle. That'll be it for the first period. Liam Quinlivan scored early. Coyle struck right back. And after one here in Boston, it's 1-1. All right, we're ready to go here for the second period in Boston. It'll be Quinlivan and Boris starting in the ice for the Colonials. Persicino and Peter Belbin are back on D. Coyle comes over the face-off, and Liam's able to poke it forward. Liam Quinlivan chasing that into the offensive zone. Gets wrapped all the way around. Anthony Quinlivan's going to pick it up. Quinlivan walks it over, then gets it back down to Liam. Liam takes a shot. Save made easily by Coyle. Shrewsbury with a great job maintaining possession in the offensive zone for the majority of this game. They've had some great zone time, but they've only found the back of the net the one time off the shot of Liam Quinlivan. Anthony gets to take the face off the offensive zone. He ties up his man, but Coyle comes away with it. They get it back. Liam chasing after it. That gets wrapped all the way around. Peter Belbin steps up on it, hops over his stick. He's able to catch up to it, though. Then Liam picks it up in the neutral zone. Stick handles wrong player. Speeds into the neutral zone, then puts it behind the net. Tyler Boris will chase after it in the corner. Boris gets it up to Peter Belbin. Belbin walks in. He lets one go, and that's in! Peter Belbin with his second goal of the season. The goalie was there, went off his chest, but then rolled off him and into the net. 38 seconds here into the second period. Shrewsbury's up 2-1.
You're looking too far away.
Tepper and Russo come into the ice now following the goal. It'll be Mulbin and Tom Belbin back on D. Comes back to Tom Belbin after the face-off win. He throws it forward. Coyle plays it up. They send it forward, and then they're able to dump it all the way into the zone. Shaughnessy's able to stop it behind the net. He leaves it for Tom Belbin. Belbin wraps it all the way around. Jack Tepper picks it up in the neutral zone. Tepper thought he had a forward coming. No look pass went right to Coyle. Picked up by Mullen, who throws it into the zone. Coyle eventually picks it up. They're up to chip it out. Mullen gets the keep. Able to send it back in, then Coyle picks it up. Coming in on one-on-one with Tom Belbin. Belbin steps up, plays him over. Player shot one towards the net. Went well wide of Shaughnessy. James Tepper picks this one up. Stick handles past that player. Jack Tepper has to stop. James Tepper tries to stick handle around one, gets around this one player. Couldn't get past the second. Prosecchino's able to step up on that and keep it inside the zone. Coyle comes away with it though. They gain the red line, throw it in. That one off the stanchion towards the net. It's on Shaughnessy. He has to play it over to the side. Peter plays it back into the corner. Gets thrown on net. Shaughnessy makes the save. The rebound's out. It's still loose. Shaughnessy pokes it forward. Prosecchino gets a touch. And a penalty coming to Jack Tepper for a cross check. Jack just trying to clear the net in front of Shaughnessy. Colonial's going to be shorthanded for 2 minutes. It'll be the first power play for either team so far this game. Penalty killers for Shrewsbury are going to be Quinlivan with Persicino and Tom Belbin back on D. Anthony's able to win that one back. He gets it to Persicino. Persicino can't get enough on it to clear the zone. Anthony all over that player. He gets it back to the defenseman. But Anthony forced that pass, ended up out of the zone. Anthony with an aggressive forecheck, gets sent forward. Persicino with a good step is able to play the puck forward. Now Coyle has it. Liam with a good step up. Lost his footing, but puck went right to Persicino, was able to get the full ice clear. 25 seconds gone from the penalty to Jack Tepper. Coyle makes the pass, then passes it across. Entering the zone now on the left side. Make a move to the net. Shaughnessy stuck his ground. He was able to poke the puck in the way. Puck was in Tom Belbin's skates. Couldn't do anything with it. Then he wraps it around. No one from Shrewsbury's there to pick it up. Work it to the point, work it over, and then they go D to D. Player walks it down, then gets back up to the point. They get it back down low. From the face-off that they shoot, that gets blocked in front. Get blocked there by Connell Persicino. Then they get it out to the slot. Never got to Shaughnessy. Now Anthony has it. Anthony and Liam coming in on 2-on-1. Liam had to slow down. Anthony enters, gets it over to Liam. Liam got tied up, couldn't catch the pass cleanly. Into the corner. Only 45 seconds remaining here on the penalty to Jack Tepper, though. Good kill so far for Shrewsbury. Anthony stepped up on that. And then Tyler Boris was just able to poke the puck out of the zone. Coyle unwisely throws it back in. Tom Belbin with plenty of time to wait and then get the full ice clear. He's got James Tepper, passes it up to Tepper. Tepper will regroup. Tepper waiting and waiting, and then he's able to get the clear. Can't get a full ice. Coyle was able to glove that one down, but only 20 seconds remaining on the penalty to Jack Tepper. Persicino able to get a piece of that pass. It's by him though. Tyler Boris catches up to that player, and then he's able to get the puck out of the zone. James Tepper crashing. Coyle again unwisely throws it in. Only 5 seconds remaining here. Tom Belvin to throw it up. Doesn't go full ice, but Jack Tepper's going to be coming out of the box in just a couple seconds. Miscommunication there by Shrewsbury. They lose the puck. Persicino with a good step. Gets by Boris. Belvin picks it up. Back to even strength now. Forwards in the ice right now for Shrewsbury. Tepper, and Tyler Boris. Coyle walks in. Gets to a loose puck. So they get a shot, but then never gets it on Shaughnessy. Now Persicino taking it up. Persicino's got Jack Tepper on his far right. Persicino walks over, tries to stick it all around, but loses the puck in front of the net. Coyle throws it up. Persicino gets the keep. Throws it back in. Comes all the way around for James Tepper. Tepper gets it back down low for Tyler Boris. Boris moves it up to Jack Tepper. Jack Tepper, as he's falling, gets the puck up. The goalie gloved it down, couldn't catch it cleanly. Mullen stops it, picks it back up, and gets it back low to Tyler Boris. Boris walks over, gets a shot on net. With no screen, that's stopped easily by the goalie. 10:25 remaining here in the second period, and the Colonials have a 2-1 lead. Coming into the ice now for Shrewsbury are Albertson, O'Connor, and Holloway. It'll be Peter Belbin and Cam Mullen back on D. Coyle wins that face-off back. They wrap it all the way around. Albertson picks it up. He fires one on net. Save made. Coyle picks up the rebound. Coyle wraps it around. O'Connor's able to keep it in. Albertson picks that one off. Albertson can get it in. Can't get it over to O'Connor. Mullen able to play the body, break up that play. Albertson picks it up. He wraps one around for Holloway. Holloway gets it, chips it forward. Peter Belbin gets it, and he throws it forward. Icing coming. 9:47 remaining here in the second period. Face-off going to come all the way back into the Colonial zone. Liam, Anthony, and Tyler Boris all out there for the Colonials. As Anthony's going to get set to take the face-off in the defensive zone. It'll be Tom Belbin and Joe Flionis out there on D. Both centers getting tossed out of the face-off. So Liam will take it. Liam ties up his man. Comes away with the puck. Anthony picks it up. Now 3-on-2 coming in for the Colonials. Anthony Quinlan has the puck. Leaves it for Liam. Tyler Boris scratching the net. Liam shoots and he scores! Liam with his second of the game. This one comes from Anthony. It is 3-1 Colonials with 9:38 remaining in the second period. Anthony gets to take this face off the center ice. Ties up his man. Liam gets a piece of it, sends it into the zone. Coyle gets it forward, gets by Flionis. Now Belbin chasing after it. Belbin able to play it to the boards. Battling for the puck in the corner. Coyle comes away with it. Coyle has a man up front all alone. They walk it in, they get one. And that backhand attempt got just under Shaughnessy's arm and into the net. Coyle back within one. Second time this game that Coyle Cassidy has answered back with a goal less than a minute after Shrewsbury scored. Shrewsbury still hanging on to a 1-goal lead though. Tepper and Russo now out for Shrewsbury. Mullen's back on D with Persicino. Jack's able to win that one back to Russo. Russo gives it back to Persicino. Persicino will throw one in. Into the far corner. James Tepper's going to pick it up. Tepper gets it back to Mullen. Mullen gets the shot on that. The rebound kicks out. Shrewsbury couldn't get to it. Comes out to Persicino. Persicino takes one, throws one towards the net. Gets blocked. Spits back out to Persicino. He makes the far pass to Jack Tepper. Jack Tepper catches it. Walks in. He shoots. Save made. Well, he was able to control the rebound. 8:55 remaining here in the second. Face-off's going to be in the offensive zone for Shrewsbury. It'll be the same players on the ice here for Shrewsbury. Jack Tepper gets set to take the offensive zone draw. That one's one back. Mullen's going to pick it up. He gets it over to Persicino. Persicino back to Mullen. Mullen from the point gets it down to James Tepper. James Tepper sends it to open area, skates after it. Tepper and Mullen, Tepper Russo battling for it. Tepper fighting through contact. Has it behind the net. On his backhand, he takes it around. Gets it over for Jack. Jack whiffs on the one-time attempt. Coyle picks it up. Chip it past. Persicino can't keep it in the zone. James Tepper steps up on that player who has to fire it back in. Shaughnessy has it behind the net. He sends it along. That'll get out of the zone. Coyle tries to throw it back in. Russo picks it up and gets it over to Jack Tepper. Jack Tepper tries to split the D, can't. Coyle picks up the puck. James Tepper all over that player. Able to get the puck away. Jack Tepper on the one-timer. Is on net, save made. Coyle bringing it up now. Across the red line, they throw it in. Shaughnessy gets a touch and a penalty coming here to Jack Tepper. Penalty is a charge. Colonial's going to be short-handed for the next 2 minutes. There's 7:54 remaining here in the second period. Quinlivan, Belbin on the penalty kill for Shrewsbury. Anthony set to take the face-off inside the defensive zone. Coyle comes away with it. They get it back to the point. They go to DDD. They walk in. They shoot. Peter Belbin was able to deflect that one in front. Coyle all alone in the corner. Shrewsbury with a conservative forecheck here in the defensive zone. From the point, they get it back down low from the sideboards. Get it out in front. That goes all the way over. Shaughnessy's able to make that save. And it comes out front. Tom Belbin wins the race to it. He's able to get the clear. Coyle throws it forward. Coyle now entering the zone. Get it back, just out of the reach of Anthony Quinlivan. Peter Belbin was able to get his skate in the way of letting that towards the net. Liam's able to get the puck out. Anthony sends it farther forward. Player was able to stick handle past a couple Quinlivans, but couldn't enter the zone with any speed. Had nowhere to go. Now Anthony Quinlivan picks it up, and he'll get the full ice clear. Minute gone from this penalty. Gets wrapped around. Tyler Boris able to get a stick on it and chip it ahead for Persicino. Persicino's going to get it. Throws one ahead. Glove down by Coyle. Fire one towards the net. Save made easily by Shaughnessy. James Tepper picks it up. And James Tepper able to get the full ice clear. That's on net. The goalie's going to have to play it out to the defenseman coming back. Tyler Boris, that lead forechecker. We're able to get the pass ahead. James Tepper steps up on it. It's by him. That's broken up by Mullen into the corner now. Mullen ties it up in the corner. James Tepper picks it up. Can't get it up. That's gloved down by Coyle. Shot in front blocked by Persicino, and Tyler Boris there to get the full ice clear. 15 seconds remaining on the penalty to Jack Tepper. James Tepper was able to get a piece of that. Tyler Boris gets to him. Tepper walks around, thick handles and scores. James Tepper from Tyler Boris, thick handles around the goalie, goes bar down off his backhand. 6:02 remaining here in the second period, and it is 4-2 Shrewsbury. Great move and great shot by James Tepper. A terrific find by Tyler Boris. Still with 8 seconds on the penalty to Jack Tepper, and the Colonials are back up by 2. Quinlivan, Flionis, and Tom Belbin now out for the next 8 seconds, killing penalty. Anthony gets it forward to himself. He takes it in. Anthony shoots. That goes over the net. Racing for it. Penalty is now expired to Jack Tepper. As he comes out of the box, we're all even. Flionis plays it up. And now another penalty coming to Shrewsbury. It'll be a rough on Anthony Quinlivan. And just like that, Colonials are going back on the penalty kill. It's going to come all the way back into the Shrewsbury zone. Jack Tepper, fresh out of the box, going to come onto the ice to kill the penalty with Liam. Coming onto the ice to help kill the penalty with Tom Belbin is going to be Connell Persicino. 5:50 remaining here in the second period. Liam gets set to take the face-off in the defensive zone. Liam wins that one back. Belbin gets there. He wraps it around. Coyle just able to get the keep. They go D to D. Liam stick with that player. They walk it back to the point. Player's time. He shoots. Blocked in front by Belbin. Then on the backhand, he's able to get it out. He's going to come all the way back into the Coyle and Cassidy zone. Jack Tepper, the lead forechecker. Coyle completes the long pass. Enters the zone. They shoot. That goes wide of the net. Throw it back in. Tom Belbin's on that player. Hops past. Persicino's going to pick it up. Persicino gets one by. It gets off Liam. Now Jack Tepper racing for it. Jack Tepper picks it up. It's 2-0. Jack gets over to Liam. And Liam scores. A very unusual sequence, but Jack Tepper's just able to get it over to Liam. He's able to spin around and score. 5-2 Shrewsbury, who have now scored 2 shorthanded goals in the last 1 minute of play. Now up 5-2 with 1:14 remaining on the penalty to Anthony Quinlivan. It's Boris and James Tepper out there killing the penalty. Mullen and Flionis are back on D. Mullen wins the race. Can't do anything with the puck. Now Flionis picks it up. Flionis is able to get the full ice clear. Now only a minute remaining on the penalty to Quinlivan. Tyler Boris leaves away for James Tepper to forecheck. Tyler Boris is able to get a piece of that pass. Coyle picks it up. That pass is incomplete. Mullen racing for it. His stick is lifted. Getting in the way of that pass is Flionis. And now James Tepper's going to pick it up. James Tepper with no one on him. Able to complete the pass to Tyler Boris. Tyler Boris pushes it ahead. Tyler Boris picks it up in the offensive zone. He had James Tepper crashing. Couldn't quite get to it. Coyle's able to complete the pass. Only 20 seconds here remaining on the penalty to Quinlivan. Coyle taking a lot of time to enter the zone. Can't do so cleanly. Mullen picks it up. Mullen's able to get the clear outside the zone. Coyle throws it back in. Shaughnessy stops it for Mullen. 5 seconds remaining here. Mullen gets the pass up to Tepper. He lets it go forward. Penalty now expiring to Anthony Quinlivan. We're back at even strength. Coyle and Cassidy, even on the power play, struggling to get their puck placed cleanly. Comes back to Anthony Quinlivan. He gets it up to Boris, and he leaves it for James Tepper. James Tepper gets it back to Anthony. Anthony comes over, shoots. Dick gets blocked in front. Coyle able to break the puck out of the zone. They chip it past Tom Belbin. Peter Belbin's going to win the race to it. He sends it ahead for Tom. Tom's able to flip it out of the zone. Coyle waiting and waiting, throws it in. Tom Belbin there with that player. He throws it in. Anthony Quinlivan gets there. Anthony Quinlivan able to stick handle around a couple players. Can't get the puck out of the zone though. It's thrown in. Shot was blocked by Peter Belbin. That gets out of the zone. No offsides called. Anthony Quinlivan's able to check that player. And now a penalty coming up to Anthony Quinlivan. Terrible. 3:02 remaining here in the second. And again, the Colonials are going to be on the penalty kill. However, the first 2 times the Colonials won the penalty kill, they were able to find the back of the net. Liam and Jack Tepper coming out for the Colonials. Belbin and Belbin both back at D. Referees having a discussion in front of the scorekeeper's box, and we're going to be back in a minute. All right, we're back here in Boston. The call to Quinlivan is a 5-minute major for boarding. So this is going to be a great chance for Coyle and Cassidy to try to get back into the game. They have the puck. They find the slot. Player couldn't catch the pass cleanly. They pick it up in the corner, throw in a net. Peter Belbin gets a stick on it, and Jack Tepper is able to get the clear. There's going to be about 2 minutes remaining on the penalty when the end of the period expires. 2.5 minutes remaining in that second period. Coyle now bringing the puck up ice. This player on his forehand. Comes in, shot goes well wide. Liam wins the race to it. Liam tries to stick handle around a couple players. Gets it over for Jack, then picks it back up. He shoots. Goes wide of the net. Jack Tepper picks it up. He'll just tie it up and eat up as much clock as possible. Jack Tepper's got 3 Coyle and Cassidy Warriors on it. Finally, Coyle comes away with it. Player coming up. He's able to get by Tom Belbin. He shoots. They hit the side of the net. Pick it back up. Try to throw it towards the net. Tom Belbin got a piece of it. Peter Belbin tying that man up. Peter Belbin able to win that battle. And then James Tepper gets the full ice clear. Less than 2 minutes remaining here in the period. Coyle with behind the net. Cole Russo is that leading forechecker. He makes way for James Tepper. Persicino and Tyler Boris back playing defense. Pass gets up. Player couldn't catch it. Now Tyler Boris enters the offensive zone. Tyler Boris gets a shot. Played easily by the goalie. He freezes the puck. Minute and a half remaining here in the second. 3.5 minutes remaining here in the penalty to Quinlivan. And again, because it was a major penalty, even if Coyle does score, Quinlivan will still be in the box and Coyle will still have that man advantage, regardless of how many goals they might score. However, it is to be noted that Shrewsbury does have a +2 goal differential so far on the penalty kill so far this afternoon. James Tepper gets set to take this face off. He wins it back to Boris. Boris will get it back to Persicino, who will take up as much time as possible. Persicino then throws it forward. It's gloved down by Coyle. James Tepper's all over that player. He throws it away. He's able to stick handle past one player. This past another. Shoots, save made. He can't get to the rebound. Coyle throws it forward. Shrewsbury continues to gain some offensive zone pressure, even on the penalty kill. Cole Russo all over that player, who has to circle back. They turn back and go for the long pass. Tyler Boris all over that player, throws it up to Russo. Russo's going to throw it back into the zone. James Tepper picks it up. James Tepper now walks in. He shoots. That goes wide of the net. Tyler Boris going to win the race to that rebound, and he'll take it out of the zone and eat up as much clock as possible. Tyler Boris takes it behind his net. Only one player forechecking and not aggressively. Tyler Boris will flip it out. Liam catches that pass in his skates. Player was able to swipe it away from Liam. Gets back to James Tepper. He'll throw it back all the way to the Shrewsbury zone. Shaughnessy stops behind the net. Persicino. Just over 30 seconds here remaining in the second period. Persicino will wind up, take a slap shot, get the full ice clear. Jack Tepper wins the race to it. He chips it forward. Jack Tepper throws him, tries to put an open space in front of the net and race to it. Coyle wins the race, but then regroups in their defensive zone. They couldn't complete that pass, but then get the past Boris. Try to throw it in front of the net. Persicino blocks that attempt. They're thrown in front of the net there. Shaughnessy is able to poke it away. Persicino puts it in the corner. Just a few seconds here remaining in the period. Coyle has the puck in the corner. They throw it in front of the net. Persicino gets in the way of that, and that'll be it for the second period. When we come back, there will be 1:58 remaining on the penalty to Anthony Quinlivan. After 2 periods, the Shrewsbury Colonials lead Coyle Cassidy 5-2. We're back here for the third period in Boston. Shrewsbury's still going to be shorthanded for the next 1:58. That face-off's one back. Boris and Persicino are back on defense. Boris can't get the clear on that. Sends it back for Persicino. It's Jack Tepper and Liam Quinlivan killing the penalty as forwards. Persicino gets that one back up to Liam. Liam enters the offensive zone, again still on the penalty kill. He's able to stick out on a couple players, gets sent down. Coyle gets the puck up. Persicino has it. Persicino eating as much clock as possible. Boris able to get it out of the zone. Stick down by Coyle Cassidy. They get the touch. It's a high stick. It's come all the way back to the Coyle zone. Less than 90 seconds remaining here on the penalty to Quinlivan.
This ref is dazed and confused.
Liam's going to take this face-off in the offensive zone. Liam ties up his man. Coyle picks it up. Jack's able to poke that one away. Jack turns it back down low. That one gets sent around. Jack and Liam will switch. Liam gets to the puck. He's able to pass it by that player, get over to Persicino. Persicino off the Coyle body gets the full ice clear. Just over a minute now remaining on the penalty to Quinlivan. Coyle has not scored on the first 4 of his penalty. Pass it up, they go for the backhand pass, get it across ice. Coyle entering the zone. Tyler Boris loses his stick in that player. Get it out to the point, fire one towards the net, they get the deflection. Goes wide, Jack Tepper's going to pick it up. And on his backhand, he's able to get it out. And they glove it forward to himself. Jack Tepper coming in on a one-on-one. Coyle's got a couple players back. And now a penalty coming to Coyle. Hooking the call. And with 39 seconds remaining here on the penalty to Quinlivan, Coyle Cassidy has now taken a 2-minute minor penalty for a hook. It'll be 4-on-4 for the next 39 seconds. And then the Colonial is going to have a power play for about 1:20, their first of the game. James Tepper, Cole Russo out on the 4-on-4, playing forward with Tom Belden and Tyler Boris back on D. James Tepper tries to win it forward. Coyle comes away with it. Russo's able to kick it forward. No one's able to gain clean possession of this puck. Tepper digging for it. Loses his footing, now goes to the wraparound. Pad save made. James Tepper's able to catch up to that one. Then loses the clock. Coyle coming up ice with the now. Player tries to stick handle around everybody. James Tepper picks it up, throws it out. It's going to be picked up at the point. Walks it over, fires one towards the net. Caught by Shaughnessy. 9 seconds remaining here in the penalty to Quinlivan. It'll be Liam Quinlivan, Tyler Boris, Jack Tepper, and Connell Persicino on the ice here for Shrewsbury. As Anthony gets set to take the face off, set to come out of the box in just a couple moments. Jack clears that one around. Coyle gets it out. Liam picks it up. Anthony now coming out of the box. Power play for the Colonials. Liam Quinlivan loses the puck. Coyle picks it up, and they're going to get the clear. Comes all the way down. Shaughnessy's going to stop it at the goal line. And leaves it for Tyler Boris. Tyler Boris behind the net. Only a minute left now on the power play for Shrewsbury. Boris gets it ahead for Liam. Liam waits, walks around. Gets one down low, looking back door for Anthony. Coyle got a stick on it. Anthony picks it back up. Gets it back out to James Tepper. James Tepper walks over, gets it over to Tyler Boris. Boris fakes the shot, comes in, shoots, goes off the side of the net. Boris picks it back up. Boris banks it out to Persicino. Persicino walking over at the point. He'll creep in and get it back over. Tries to get it back over for Boris. Coyle picks it off. Tyler Boris is going to catch up to him. Player can't stick handle past Boris. James Tepper's going to pick it up. 25 seconds remaining here on the power play to Shrewsbury. Tyler Boris patiently waiting, then sends it along for Anthony Quinlivan. Anthony Quinlivan bringing it on the left side. He goes for the pass over to James Tepper. Tepper kicks it back to himself. Gets it back to Persicino. 5 seconds remaining on the power play. Persicino back to Tepper. Tepper looking back door to Anthony. Anthony shoots. Well, he was able to come back over and make the save. Back to 5-on-5. Anthony gets it around, gets it over to Boris. Boris gets it back down low to Tepper. Tepper whiffs on the first attempt, couldn't get the second shot off. Coyle's able to get it up. Tyler Boris comes over, picks that one up. On his backhand, sets it back down for Anthony. Or Liam, sorry. Liam throws it back into the zone. And is able to poke that one away. And then James Tepper picks it up. James Tepper makes a move to the net. He comes all the way around, shoots and scores. James Tepper with his second goal of the game with 11:13 left in the third period. The Colonials have taken a 6-2 lead. Up by 4 goals. James Tepper has been assessed an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Shrewsbury scored 6 goals with over 11 minutes left in the third. This is the first time all season that Coyle Cassidy has allowed more than 4 goals in a game. That'll be a 2-minute minor for unsportsmanlike for the Colonials, who will be on the penalty kill once again. Jack Tepper, Russo, Belbin, and Belbin. Center for Coyle Cassidy's tossed out of the face-off here.
Love you.
Comes to Russo, and Russo's able to get a full ice clear. Jack Tepper, the lead forechecker. Coyle completes that pass off the boards. Player lost it momentarily. Belbin was able to poke it away. Gets it back down from Tommy. Tom Belbin clears it all the way around. Coyle stops it at the point, gets it back down low. From the corner, they try to shoot. Tom Belbin was able to block that shot. Belbin digging for it in the corner with 2 Coyle and Cassidy Warriors. Comes out to the point. Shots on Shaughnessy. He stops it easily. Peter Belbin picks it up. And he gets the full ice clear. Goes to the far side corner. Jack Tepper racing after it. Tepper able to get a stick on it. Coyle has it, picks it up. Jack Tepper on that. Jack Tepper able to get in the way of that. shot attempt. And now, after a very unusual sequence, Jack Tepper crashed into the back of the net. The goalie took exception to it, and now both the goalie and Jack Tepper are both being assessed a penalty.
For whatever
It'll
reason.
be either 5-on-4 or 4-on-3 for the next minute.
You are kidding! You are kidding, aren't you?
Referee now saying 5-on-5, however, I'm not sure that's possible. James Tepper still in the box.
I hope he just doesn't open the door to let Jack in.
On the ice right now for the Colonials are Quinlivan, Mullen, and Persicino. It will be 5-on-4 for the next minute, as Jack Tepper and the player serving the penalty for the goalie are going to have to wait for 2 minutes and a whistle. Referee's still trying to figure stuff out. We'll be back in a minute. We're back here in Boston. Quinlivan, Mullen, and Persicino on the ice. She's still a 5-on-4. Anthony wins it back to Liam. Liam gets a shot on net. Swallowed up by the goalie. Anthony's had to take another face-off inside the offensive zone. Anthony wins back to Liam again. Liam stick handles around a player. Loses the puck. Squirts out the Mullen at the point. Mullen gets it back down low for Liam. He throws it into the corner. Liam tying the puck up along the boards. Coyle comes away with it. Player's able to catch that pass off the boards. Anthony looks to cut him off. He walks in, fires one towards Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy makes the easy save. Lets the rebound kick out. Mullen leaves it for Liam. Liam can't get the puck out of the zone. Coyle walks in, fires one towards the net. They got the Shaughnessy. Save went into the corner. Coyle with it behind the net. Throw one in front. Go for the wraparound, but the player lost the puck. 15 seconds remaining in the penalty to James Tepper. They throw it back down low. Persicino's able to push that man down. Mullen gets pushed down, but does not give up the puck. James Tepper now out of the box. Quinlivan picks up the puck, sends one up to Tepper, hops over his stick, no ice to call. James Tepper still racing after it. We are back to 5-on-5. Tepper comes away with it, gets it for Anthony. Anthony leaves it for James Tepper. Coyle sends it up, gets to Persicino at the point. He'll throw him back down low. Comes to Tyler Boris. He gets it out front. Anthony Quinlivan picks it up. He shoots. That goes well wide. Might have been deflected by a Coyle Cassidy defenseman. Coyle throws it back down low. Tyler Boris going to win the race to it. Throws back, throwing towards the net. It's behind the net now. Anthony Quinlivan comes away with it. Quinlivan gets it out to Belbin at the point. Tom Belbin gets to Persicino. Persicino walks it down. Throws him towards the net. That deflects towards the net. Anthony Quinlivan ties up the man behind the net. Tyler Boris digging for it. Players laying on top of it. Whistle is blown. The face-off should stay inside the Coyle Cassidy zone. Coming into the ice now for Shrewsbury are O'Connor, Alejandro, and Denny Holloway. It'll be Fleonis and Sam McManus back at the point. O'Connor wins it back. Alejandro picks it up. He takes a shot. That gets blocked. Alejandro gets back to O'Connor. O'Connor loses the puck. O'Connor is able to catch back to it, throw it back down low. Holloway's going to pick it up in the far corner. Holloway gets it back down low, gets by Alejandro, so O'Connor's going to chase it into the far corner. He gets it back to McManus. McManus fires one towards the net. That goes wide. Couldn't be deflected in front by Holloway. Leonis skates by it. Holloway picks it up, gets it back to McManus. McManus gains the red line, throws it in. Glove down by Coyle. They flip it out of the zone, gets by McManus, but Fleonis is there. He backhands it backwards. Coyle picks it up. They're entering the offensive zone. McManus able to check that man, throws it behind the net. Fleonis digging for it now. O'Connor's there to help. Coyle comes away with it. They make a move, lost the puck. Alejandro picks it up. Can't get the pass over to Holloway. Coyle's going to throw it back in. O'Connor gets it, he backhands it all the way around. Holloway's going to pick it up. Holloway able to get the puck out of the zone. Coyle picks it up, throws it back in on Shaughnessy, and he leaves it for Flionis. Flionis behind the net. Pass up to McManus. McManus finds Anthony Quinlivan. Quinlivan gets to Alejandro. Holloway has it. He'll throw it back into the corner. Squirts out in front of the net, but played to the corner by Coyle. Alejandro able to catch up to that player. Play it back to the D. They get it up. Cam Mullins there to get a stick on it, and then play that one away from the oncoming forward. Coyle picks it up. They shoot, save made by Shaughnessy. Rebounds loose, and Boris will pick it up. Boris plays behind the net for Tom Belbin. Belbin picks it up in the corner. Under 7 minutes remaining here in the third period. Anthony gets up to Liam. Liam's got Tyler Boris on his right. Liam walks in, he shoots, save made. Slowed up by the goalie. 6:34 remaining here in the third period. Colonial still maintaining a 4-goal lead over Coyle and Cassidy. Anthony ties up his man. Liam can't pick up the puck. Coyle wraps it all the way around. Mullins steps up, the puck gets past him though. Tom Belbin's going to have to chase it all the way back into the Shrewsbury zone. It's no ice. Tom Belbin gets there. Tom Belbin now tied up in the corner. Picks the puck, the pile moves towards behind the net. Kick to the far corner. Coyle gets there, they throw it in front, no one's there. Get at the point, keep it in. Anthony Quinlivan picks it up. He's able to get by that first forechecker. Gets by second, Anthony Quinlivan. Banks it ahead for Liam. Liam picks it up, enters the offensive zone, tries to get it back for Anthony, regains it, gets it in front of the net. No one from Shrewsbury's there. Belbin picks it up at the point, he fires one towards the net. That gets deflected in front by Coyle, they're going to pick it up. They backhand it out of the zone. Belbin racing after it, picks it up right in front of Shaughnessy. Spins back around. And then gets it over to Persikino. Persikino back to Belbin. Belbin back to Persikino. He lets it go for Anthony. Anthony backhands one ahead, too far ahead of Liam. Liam able to get a stick on that. Coyle picks it up in the neutral zone. Persikino steps up on that player who gets by. He throws it farther in. Tyler Boris is going to win the race to it. Boris on his backhand able to flip it ahead for Liam. Liam Quinlivan coming up. He's got Tyler Boris behind him. Liam gets it to Boris. Boris stick in his rush, shoots, scores 5-0. Liam faked the move to the middle on his backhand. He was able to get the puck over to Boris. Boris able to stick hand around, score 5-0. 5:09 remaining here in the third period. The Colonials have taken a 7-2 lead. Tepper, Russo now up for Shrewsbury. It'll be Peter Belbin and Connell Persikino back on D. Face-off's going all the way back, but comes all the way back to Shaughnessy. He'll leave it for Persikino. Persikino banks one up and out of the zone. Comes for James Tepper, who will leave it for Jack. Jack Tepper entering the zone. Tepper walks in, shoots, that gets deflected. Comes all the way up for James Tepper. James Tepper looking for Jack. Got deflected in front. Jack Tepper walks over, goes to a forehand, he shoots and scores. Jack Tepper makes it 8-2 with 4:45 remaining here in the third period. That was the 24th goal the Colonials have scored in their last 3 games. There's still 4:45 remaining here in the third. O'Connor, Albertson, and Holloway out here for Shrewsbury now with McManus and Peter Belbin back on D. The referees deciding whether or not they want Sam O'Connor to take a face-off. They've opted against that idea, so Danny Holloway will come in. They get it back to McManus. Holloway was able to win that face-off, his first of the game. Comes back to Holloway. Holloway comes in, gets it over to Albertson. Albertson throws it towards the net. Rebound kicks out, and O'Connor picks it up. O'Connor shoots, glove save made. Albertson has it now behind the net. Albertson gets it out for Holloway. Holloway to O'Connor. Coyle Cassidy gets a touch, and now a penalty coming for an elbow. There's 4:24 remaining here in the third period, and up 6 goals. Shrewsbury is going to go on the power play for the next 2 minutes. Holloway set to take another face-off in the offensive zone. Holloway wins that one back. He's 2 for 2. Gets to O'Connor. O'Connor looking for Peter Belbin. McManus skates by it. Now Holloway picks it up. He fires one towards the net. The rebound's loose. Just hopped over the stick of O'Connor. O'Connor comes away with it after regrouping in the neutral zone. O'Connor loses the puck. Holloway picks it up. Now a charge coming up for Coyle. And that player is being tossed out of the game. That player's tossed, so someone's going to have to come over to serve that penalty. And as the referees get this one straightened out, we're going to take another break. All right, we're back here in Boston. The penalty was a major penalty on Coyle Cassidy, so Shrewsbury is going to have a 5-on-3 for the next 140. Holloway, who's now 3 for 3 on faceoffs, wins that one back. Peter Belbin has it. His pass gets picked off. 1-on-1 coming on McManus. Sam O'Connor was able to catch up to it. Player plays down and McManus picks it up. Sam McManus coming up ice now. Gets it back for Albertson. Albertson gets it back to McManus. McManus throws it up front, squirts all the way out to O'Connor. O'Connor loses it. Coyle was able to get that just out of the zone. Comes out to Peter Belbin. Belbin throws it all the way in. Holloway racing after it. Going to come to Holloway. He throws it back down further. Albertson now racing after it. They throw it around. Belbin's able to get the keep. Belbin gets it over to O'Connor. O'Connor with time on the side with 3 gets it over to McManus. McManus shoots. That gets blocked. McManus gets it back to O'Connor. Still 40 seconds remaining on the 5-on-3. O'Connor gets it over for Belbin. Belbin walks it over. He shoots. That gets blocked in front. O'Connor's able to keep it in. 30 seconds left on the 5-on-3. And even after that's done, it'll still be another 3 minutes and 20 seconds of power play time for the Colonials. Holloway picks up that loose puck. Leaves it for O'Connor. O'Connor gets it all the way over to McManus. McManus walks in. He shoots, save made. McManus wins the race to it. It's behind the net. Coyle has time to make a play, and they're able to get the clear. Shaughnessy comes out to play it. He leaves it for Mike Walton, who gets the pass up. 1 penalty's expired for Coyle. The major penalty still remains. That one stopped behind the net by Shaughnessy. Troyo picks it up. Troyo gets it up to Colby Boris. Boris passing it over for Delaney. Delaney enters the offensive zone. Delaney coming in on his forehand. Comes around the net. Delaney still walking around. Gets it all the way over for Walton. Walton throws one towards the net. Caught by Boris. Boris walks it along. And he curls back. He's able to get by that player. Colby Boris comes in, shoots. That gets blocked in front. Colby Boris' stick got in the way of that clear attempt. Mike Walton just able to keep that one in. That's Alejandro's stick handling past a couple players. Can't get by them both cleanly though. Troyo gets the keep. Whistle blows. A penalty coming now to Jameson Alejandro. Still 2.5 minutes remaining on that major penalty, though only 1:35 remaining in the game. So it'll be 4-on-4 for the next 1:35. All that's left in this third period. An 8-2 lead here for Shrewsbury. Quinlivan, Walton, and Troyo out there for Shrewsbury. Again, it'll be 4-on-4 for the remainder of the game. Anthony Quinlivan gets to take the face-off inside the defensive zone. Face-off one back by Coyle. They fire one towards the net. Blocked in front by Troyo. Anthony picks it up. Anthony Quinlivan bringing it up ice. Goes for one player's legs. Stick handles around. Can't get the shot off. A penalty coming. Shaughnessy doesn't see it. He's still in his net. Shaughnessy now coming off the extra man. Coyle gets the touch, says the referee. 1:13 remaining here in the third period. Penalty coming up to Coyle Cassidy. So with 1:13 remaining in the third, it'll be 4-on-3. The Colonials on the advantage. Shrewsbury still trying to figure out their 4-on-3 power play unit. It'll be James Tepper, Connor Delaney, Cam Troyo, and Colby Boris out there, obviously. The normal 4-on-3 power play unit for the Colonials. James Tepper gets set to take the face-off in the offensive zone. Boris and Troyo still looking for their first goals.
Let's see if we can get 2 more shots.
James Tepper's going to take this face-off. Wins it back. Coyle's able to get there, though. They get the full ice clear. Shaughnessy stops it behind the net for Colby Boris. Colby Boris taking the puck up ice. He enters the offensive zone. Leaves it for Tepper. Tepper walks around. He shoots. Save made. Goalie does not allow a rebound. 47 seconds remaining here in the third period. Colonial still clinging to a 6-goal lead. Holloway, Delaney, Walton, and Colby Boris now out for Shrewsbury. Holloway getting set to take the face off. He wins it forward and scores! Danny Holloway is 4 for 4 on face-offs tonight, including that goal 1.1 seconds after the face-off was dropped, and it is 9-2 Shrewsbury. The goaltender was not ready for that face-off, certainly was not ready for that face-off win by Danny Holloway.
It's still a 4-on-3. There you go.
I believe that was Danny Holloway's second goal of the season.
What are you doing? It's still 4-on-3.
O'Connor comes out now to replace the goal scorer. We're back to 4-on-4. However, that player still has to serve the rest of his penalty as per rule by MIAA.
Is he just getting kicked out? He's not allowed to get back on.
Sam O'Connor now to take this face off. He wins it back. Gets it to Walton. Walton gets it to Delaney. Delaney entering the offensive zone. He's got Colby Boris crashing the net. Delaney walks around. Delaney gets it over. Shot by O'Connor is going to wrap all the way around. That gets out of the zone. Walton chasing it down. Mike Walton gets it over to O'Connor. Sorry, that's Delaney. Delaney stick handles past one player, takes it back into the zone behind his net. Delaney loses the puck. Sent ahead by Coyle. Mike Walton racing after it now. Delaney and the Coyle player get tangled up. The whistle's blown. There's exactly 9 seconds remaining here in the third period. At least one penalty being assessed here. We'll come back when we figured it all out. We're back here in Boston, ready to play the last 9 seconds of this game. O'Connor wins it forward. Comes back to Walton. Walton gets it to Holloway. Holloway gets it over to O'Connor. O'Connor walking in. He loses the puck. Just a second left now. And that'll be all from here in Boston. Some pushing and shoving. 9-2 the final here. Shrewsbury gets the win. They've scored 25 goals in their last 3 games. Their next game is going to be next Tuesday night against Natick at North Star. The time is still to be determined. We hope to see you there.